Let us start today's class. Last class I have just started. I have just introduced an electric dipole. So I had drawn the diagram in the board. You might be remembering it. See here, this is the picture of an electric dipole which is oscillating. I have already said that an oscillating electric dipole will radiate, isn't it? So this diagram I hope you remember. So we have here in the z axis two charges placed plus q and minus q separated by a distance d, and at a distance r away from the origin we measure the electric field or magnetic field. So we measure the fields at that point, that is the field point. Okay, so that is r plus away from the plus q charge and r minus away from the minus q charge, and the angle theta is the angle between vector r and z direction. Okay, so the picture I hope you remember. Now let us start the explanation of this electric dipole radiation. So this is an oscillating electric dipole. Suppose we have here the charges which is oscillating at a frequency omega. That means how can you make this oscillation? So here suppose the charges are driving back and forth through the wire. So we are connecting these two charges with a wire, and it oscillates plus q and minus q at a frequency omega, angular frequency omega. So then only this will when we connect these two wires, these two charges through a wire, then only this will oscillate, isn't it? So we have to drive an AC current to this wire. So we have here the frequency of oscillation omega, angular frequency. So I just write first equation, which is q of t. That means charge which is depending on time. So charge at a time, at a particular time t, qt will be equal to q0 cos omega t, where q0 is the maximum charge one point can take. So the point plus q point or minus q point can take maximum charge up to q0 only. So this is oscillating with the sine variations or cosine variation. So that is why we say that it is q0 cos omega t, isn't it? So q0 is the maximum value of charge, and the dipole moment p of t is equal to, dipole moment will be charge into displacement, and that will also have maximum value, which is p0 cos omega t, where p0 is q0 into d, which is the distance. So maximum value of dipole moment can be p0. So p0 cos omega t z cap. The dipole has a direction, and it is in the direction of z axis. Understood? Okay. So we have now p and q at time t. So now let us write the retarded potential from equation 6. You can see from equation 6, which is that means it is the scalar potential. You can write in terms of retarded time, isn't it? So VRT is equal to VRT is the scalar potential, and it is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q of TR divided by R, isn't it? The inverse R. So Q of RT, Q of RTR, TR will be T minus R plus by C or R minus by C. You can see here we have here two charges, plus Q and minus Q. So we have to consider both. So if you consider plus Q is plus Q0 cos omega T, which is TR. Here we have to take TR. Instead of T, you have to take TR. So Q0 cos omega TR is T minus R plus C, R plus divided by C, where R plus is the distance from the plus Q charge to the field point. You can see here in the picture. R plus is the distance from the plus Q charge to the field point. So we have to divide that term by R plus only. and the retarded time will be t minus r plus by c. So Tr is equal to t minus r plus by c. R plus means R subscript R subscript plus. So first term I hope you understood, that is of the plus q charge, and now the second term is minus q, isn't it? So minus q is minus q0 cos omega t minus r minus by c. See here, instead of r plus we have tr, which is t minus r minus by c, where you can see here r minus is the distance from the minus q charge to the field point. So we are considering here minus q, isn't it? So minus q is minus q0 cos omega tr. Tr here is t minus r minus by c, isn't it? So that is why we have here written q minus q0 cos omega t minus r minus by c divided by r minus. I hope you understood. So this is the retarded potential, which is scalar potential. First we need to find the retarded scalar first we need to find the scalar potential V of RT, isn't it? So we have written that. Now we need to substitute for R plus and R minus, and we need to put some approximations also. So let us take R plus or minus using the cosine law. So if you have to consider a triangle connecting Q field point and the origin, plus Q field point and origin, that means you can write the value of R plus, so the inverse R plus as square root of r square minus plus rd cos theta plus d by 2 whole square, isn't it? So that is equation 6. Okay, 1 minute, I will just